Hello, this is Judy Morio, and this is the World of Book Reviews. And tonight, my guest is Morgan St. James, and we were just talking about this wonderful book that she's written entitled Incest, Murder, and a Miracle. And I want her to tell us more about it because I'm hearing about the incest. Now I want to know about the murder and the miracle.
Right. Well, Cheryl at 16 was terrified that her father was going to now direct his sexual desires to her 8-year-old sister. He was making that very clear. And there was a murder in her town of Selden where an abused wife hired a hitman to kill her husband, and she heard that on TV and she thought,
well, that
wow,
might be the answer.
Yeah. And so the next day in school, she talked to the fellow who sat in front of her in homeroom, and she said, "Did you hear about Beverly Wallace?" And he said, "No, what's that?" And she told him about it, and then she said, "Who do you think would kill somebody for money?" And he said, "I would." And she said, "How much?" And yeah, her boyfriend Robert didn't think it was actually going to happen, and so he kind of went along with it because he thought it gave her some peace of mind to know that she had something she could project to that was the way out for her and her sister. And 5 months later, the classmate killed the father with 5 blasts from a shotgun.
Oh my goodness.
And so there was a big trial. You know, they were separate trials for the two of them. And Cheryl and Rob got married 9 months after she got out of jail. She was sentenced to 6 months because she was the juvenile victim, and they took leniency with her, and she was underage as well. And so they got married about 9 months after she got out of jail. They lived a very normal life, although Cheryl, her entire life has, like Bella, both of them have severe PTSD because you don't get through experiences like that scot-free.
No, you don't.
It doesn't happen. And I've had mild PTSD from an auto accident, so I can relate to what they went through, you know, and still continue to go through to this day. Well, the miracle was they lived a normal life, had 2 beautiful daughters, and in 2012, Rob was having pains in his chest, he was having a numb left arm, trouble breathing, and he is an oncology nurse. So,
oh my goodness.
You know, sometimes when you're in the medical profession, it's not great because you know what it could be, and so you're sort of in denial a little bit. And the cardiologist he was going to kept telling him it was anxiety, it was indigestion, not to worry about it. In 2012, he had a massive heart attack and died. And Cheryl, having gotten the strength from everything she'd gone through, would not let him go. And he was declared dead at 30 minutes without a pulse or oxygen to his brain.
Goodness.
She said, "No, he wouldn't leave me like that. You've got to keep trying." And she insisted, and she prayed to everybody she could think of, even the abusive dead father. And the doctor said, "Okay, we'll give you 10 more minutes, but you know, at that point you have to acknowledge it. He's gone." And so they worked on him, and all of a sudden she heard cheers coming from the room, and he had a faint pulse at 8 of the 10 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
And he came back to life. And he was in intensive care for 27 days. He was put into a coma and on propofol, which is the thing that killed Michael Jackson juice. And so he's a miracle. He does not have severe brain damage. He's functioning again as an oncology nurse, and he is a true miracle.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we come back from the break.
We're already to the other break. This is the fastest show I've ever done. It's so interesting. Thank you. We'll be right back.
Are you frustrated and wasting time searching for high-quality education and entertainment and not finding it? Stop wasting your time. We've got your solution. Our 3 dynamic and unique online TV shows provide you with high-quality and easy-to-find content. Everything from business skills and self-development to book and movie reviews and everything in between. At akexpertstv.com, you'll find high-quality experts in their field in one place at no cost to you. Visit www.akexpertstv.com today.
This is the World of Book Reviews, and this is Judy Mario. Welcome back. And my guest this evening is Morgan St. James, and we are talking about these fabulous books that she's written. You know, sometimes we have fabulous stories. We kind of feel bad that the people had to live the life they lived, but the stories are so intriguing. They, especially if they're well written, they keep us reading that book and glued to it.
Yeah, well, you know, one of the things that happens that I've found, having worked with abuse victims, is they go one of two ways. Either they give up and they're completely traumatized, or like these two women, become incredibly strong. And their main bent in life is to try to help others that are going through what they went through. And in the case of Incest, Murder, and a Miracle, we've been very, very lucky with that book getting the message out, because this is why Cheryl and Rob went through writing it, to get the message out that you don't have to be defined by things that have happened to you, and in Rob's case, to get a second opinion.
Yes.
If you have, you know, concerns about health issues. And they have now been on Discovery ID. They've been profiled in People magazine. They've been on Crime Watch with Chris Hansen. They've been on Inside Edition, and they've been on Dr. Oz's show. And Dr. Oz actually said Rob should not be alive.
That's amazing.
Dr. Oz is a practicing cardiologist.
Yes.
So, you know, that's pretty amazing. And the really neat news is that the book is under option to Sony TV Pictures now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're just keeping our fingers crossed that it goes from option to production.
Yes, wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yes.
That will. Let's see it. That will be wonderful.
Absolutely. Let's be positive about it. Judy, you are more than enough.
Thank you. Thank you. I know that book. That's a good book.
Yeah, it seems to me somebody I know wrote that.
Yeah. But you know what? It's I find it wonderful that these people are willing to share their stories, because it's hard enough to live it, and then to actually share it or to write a book about it is difficult. It gets it out and it helps people heal. But to know that people all over the world are going to read it and maybe even see it in a movie form, it's a lot. It's a lot to put out there.
Oh, it definitely is.
And then you have to live with it and live with the fact that everybody knows.
Right. Well, let me tell you, you know, in the writing of these two books, we did most of it on the phone or by email, and because the Cuccios live in New York, and Bella actually lives in an undisclosed location because she had been forced to go into witness protection because her ex-husband was threatening her life with his mob buddies.
Oh.
And so several years ago she went into witness protection, and we really do not say where she lives.
Yeah, well.
But she does come out and make appearances.
It makes sense that you wouldn't say where she lived.
Yeah. But you know, it is so gut-wrenching to have to relive everything that I can't tell you how many times we were on the phone, all of us just crying as we were proofing, you know. And in their book, there's one chapter that none of us could get through without crying, and that's when his mother died.
Oh.
And it just, you know, like you said, it heals, but it's so painful to get healed. But it's something you have to do.
Right.
You have to do, because it makes you stronger. It does make you stronger.
And you know, we have so many victims out there, so many today. And you know, if you're one of those victims, if you have been keeping a secret all this time, you know, it's time for you to get help. It's time for you to talk to someone, to some professional, and maybe just read one of these books, and you'll see how important getting the help is, and how you can heal and go forward, because life is not easy.
No, it isn't.
I kept thinking as I got older that life would get easier. But it doesn't. It gets more and more difficult. Well, I think if, let's put it this way, if you're still wanting to do something or be somebody or go somewhere, I guess if you just sat at home and didn't do anything, it wouldn't be so difficult. But Just getting older seems difficult
Yeah.
to me. I don't like it.
Well, you know, I'm one of those people who always says how old I am. People tell me I'm nuts to do it, but I do.
Yeah, well, I do too, but it's that, you know, things are starting to creak and hurt, and I don't like that so much. We'll be right back. We're going to take another break, and we'll be right back.
I didn't focus on my weaknesses. I focused on my strength, and I was able not only to lead myself, I was able to lead my team into success. Many people ask me, what do you mean by awakening the powerful leader within you? I have been leading myself and others for years. Well, I tell them, of course you have, but did you know that you have way more power than you can ever imagine? See, you and I, we were born with the capability to lead ourselves to live our purpose. Then life's challenges and obstacles come along and buries our capabilities. How do I know that? I know it because life happened to me.
My question to you today is this. What are you creating? Now, I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking I'm gonna download something.